Hello, beautiful people. So we are back again for Fakebook News Part 4. I'm just going to go over some of the things that was mentioned in the last subject. Because there's so many, I'm going to try and go over it quickly. So, France supermarkets donating unused food, fake taxis and the dangers of tourism. John Davison's second racist ticket at the awards, thinking of working out versus actually working out. Fake AI models profiles gaining views, Bonnie Blue's family dynamics, not being darker enough versus light enough, taking partners for granted. So those are the subjects that was in the last video. So quick disclaimer, guys. Again, I will use the help of ChatGPT just to verify things, and also just to kind of like just to kind of question, just to kind of remember I said to you, I like debating. Debating is good. There's a movie with Denzel Washington, actually. I think it's called the Great Debaters or something like that. Anyway, I like debating. Do you understand? And what Chat GPT is doing for me, as to why I'm using it, it's kind of it's teaching me to be just a tad bit political correct, rather than just go off. I think it, therefore it is. ChatGPT says, well, whoa, slow down. So, in other words, guys, the reason why I'm using it is mainly for kind of like business purposes. Um, Other than that, I don't really condone the use of it. It will not replace a friend. Do you understand? But most people that are using ChatGPT are using it in a financial sense. They're using it to better their lives, to go somewhere, to progress. Do you understand? As a positive, rather than the replacement of a friend. Right, let's get into it. Right, I've got a bit teed off with Chat GPT from my last session, so I need to ask it something, okay? Because I said an article. I began Fakebook News Part 3 talking about Africa, and it said, oh, my what I mentioned was kind of fake. So I found the article, and I just want to kind of ask it, what it thinks of the article that I found in regards to Africa and it being colonized by certain countries, and when they refused, those particular countries pouring cement down the drain. Right, let's go. Let's get on with it, guys. Let's begin. Right, so I asked you previously about Africa and basically a France supposedly pouring cement down the drain, and you said that you couldn't really find enough information to back up that it was authentic. Do you remember that?
Yeah, exactly. I remember we talked about that. There just wasn't any solid verification from credible sources. It was mostly rumor and speculation. So, yeah, still no confirmed facts on that front.
So I can't really say this is confirmed, but I'll give you the link to what I found and then tell me what you think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you share the link, I can take a look and see what kind of sources or evidence they're using, and I'll let you know what stands out, whether it's credible or just more rumor. The article on Tribune Online, titled France, Your Queendom is Falling, is an opinion piece by Festus Adedayo from August 13, 2023. It focuses on a viral video by Arikana Chihombrui who criticizes France's post-colonial influence in Africa, particularly a financial dependence tied to the Bank of France. The piece is highly critical and uses strong rhetoric, but it doesn't provide solid evidence for all its claims.
It does say something about two countries in particular, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The article specifically mentions Niger and Burkina Faso. It highlights how these countries have been pushing back against France's economic influence, particularly around their currency, the CFA franc. So, yeah, it's really focused on those two nations and their resistance efforts.
So if I was to kind of research like what Niger and Burkina Faso, basically I'd be able to get the truth from them, wouldn't I, directly?
Yeah, that's a good approach. If you look at official government sources like press releases or national news from Niger and Burkina Faso, that can give you a clearer picture. Plus, reputable local journalists or NGOs on the ground can provide a more nuanced view than just a viral headline.
Okay, thank you, because you have been helping me kind of spot the fake book, well, not just fake book, but commercial or these kind of a lot of these that Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, you've been helping me to spot fake versus real, which I can say I'm quite grateful for.
Of course, I'm really glad it's helping. It can be so hard to sift through all the noise online, so I'm always happy to help you cross check or find more reliable sources. Just let me know anytime.
Right, so there you go, guys. So basically, I was told I was told that you have to start telling Chat GPT, please, just in case in the future they become robots that can actually take our lives and um and unalive us, basically. So I'm starting to say please and thank you now. Right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to our fake book news. Oh dear. I quit my job. Nope. Next. 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 Oh. Oh wow. Next. 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 You'd be pretty if you lost weight. Right, so I done a video on I can't remember. I done a video basically on heavy girls. That's the best way I can articulate it. I done a video on heavy girls. Do watch it on my channel. You have to look for it. It does have something to do with I don't think I used the term fat. I hope I didn't. I hope I said I might have said something like BBWs versus slim girls, because I definitely wouldn't have said fat. I was educated enough not to use that kind of terminology. Right, let's move on. I died for an hour and saw my grandpa, but it wasn't really him. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time on that one. Right, nope. Arnold Schwarzenegger warns we're raising a generation of wimps. We probably are, if truth be told, guys. Look. Let me kind of. We're definitely raising a generation of more kind of I don't know. Men are more aware of what they say and how it affects people. So someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, where you were grabbing women's bottoms and maybe doing more than that. I'm trying to say, and it was all wolf whistling, and is wolf whistling even a bad thing, guys? I don't think it is. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it is. Um, but I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, I basically used to have my hair plaited, right? And the woman that used to plait my hair, because I couldn't afford to go to a normal, basically barber shop, I would go to a friend of a friend, and she would do my hair. But she did it so that the plaits kind of come down to hair. So basically, um, I look pretty. Now, men aren't supposed to look pretty; they're supposed to look handsome. Yeah, so makes me laugh because when I think of Floyd Mayweather saying, what is it, pretty boy Floyd or whatever, pretty this, pretty that. Men aren't supposed to look pretty; they're supposed to look handsome. Fortunately, because the my plaits used to come down here, my twists or whatever you want to call them. Um, One particular time I was walking through the train station, and I just remember looking up at the board, and my train was literally coming in 1 minute. So I sprinted towards my train, right? As I'm sprinting, I hear a group of like boys saying, yeah, 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 blah, blah, blah. Now, I didn't really pay no notice. I'm thinking they can't be really talking to me. And if they were, I ain't got too much to say to them. So I just jump on the train. Lo and behold, 40 seconds later, these same dudes must have obviously literally ran to catch up with me, and then they were walking through the train to find me. Yeah. Now I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute here. So they walk through the train, they look, they say, they finally come up to me. I'm like, what? I look up and I'm like, what? And then they go, and then one of his brethren goes, yeah, yeah, boy, but no, 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 brethren, it's not. and they come to realize that I'm not a female, I'm actually a male. But like the whole kind of like aggressiveness and but then saying that, you know, I am kind of soft when it comes to kind of taking what I want and grabbing it by the horns. And so this is such a this conversation about masculine men versus emasculated versus, as Arnold Schwarzenegger said, let's go back to goes back to it, wimps. Um, to a certain degree, yeah, it's a very deep debate. It's a very deep debate where men have to watch continuously what they say, but then you have toxic people like Andrew Tate that don't want to take accountability for some of the things they done, that were just a little bit OTT things where he should have said, look, I apologize for that. Do you understand? But he didn't. So it's a tough one, guys. All right, let's move on. Guys attend workshop to learn how to do their daughter's hair. You know what? This is something I've always I've been thinking about this too. God's honest truth, guys. Yeah, I've been thinking about this because I'm thinking the reason why, and it should be obvious anyway. And I think I mentioned in one of my last videos about men taking ownership, because apparently in one of the last Fakebook news videos that I done, there was a father that took his wife to court, and the caption was something like, I came here with nothing, I leave here with nothing. You have to check it out anyway. And basically he went to court to fight custody of his kids, and then you see a video of his the baby mother smiling, saying, look, take them, take the kids. And what it's, I've always kind of dreaded that, because I have a daughter, and the first thing that's gone through my mind is, look, can you keep her hair clean? Do you know how to do her hair so it looks neat? And so I've always said to me, instantly I think to myself, I need to know how to plait hair as a father if I was raising a daughter. So this to me is just beautiful. Seeing this to me is beautiful, Fathers out there, yeah, you know, props to you. Props to you to going out your way to make sure your daughter is complete in a nutshell. Do you understand? Even because the mothers may not always be there for whatever reason. Right, move on. Wrestling, no pass on that. This is Becky London. Right, move on from that. How to attract a black man. Kevin Samuels. You know what makes me laugh about Kevin Samuels, guys? Yeah, is the guy passed away. Kevin Samuels was like a guru, right? That he was like a guy that done alright for himself. Well dressed, immaculate looking guy, black guy, and he done really well for himself. And he was basically telling black men, like, look, you gotta grow a pair of balls, man. And if she's not performing, she's not doing her duties, then you need to move on. That's what I'm trying to say. And some of the things that he said came across as a bit raw, a bit kind of what's the word? Is it I can't think of the word now. Uh, misogynistic, whatever it's called. Some of it come across a bit like a bit kind of like a male of an ego, that kind of basically going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger's days, where women should be in the kitchen, that kind of mentality. Um, and a lot of women didn't like it. A lot of women didn't like it. Some people regarded him as MGTOW, which stands for men going their own way, because his opinion was like, look, if she's not performing, she's not this, that, she's of a certain age, she's got kids, just don't even entertain it. That's how he was coming going. He was a bit raw. Never go. You'd have to be a simp, a weak. I don't quote me on it, but something along the lines of never look for a woman with children. She's past this age. Kevin Gates was like that, but guess what? The guy's is it Kevin Gates? Sorry, Kevin Samuels. But he's gone now. People are still continuing it on, posting stuff about him. They've even like still got his thread going. Like 3-4 years later, he's dead, and people still got his thread going, posting things like he was still alive. So let the man go, man. It's done now. That's what I'm trying to say. But he was like a American version of Andrew Tate, or black. Well, Andrew Tate is black, apparently. Like a American version of Andrew Tate. So it says Kevin Samuels there. Okay, so I won't go into it because it's not really something I wanna talk about today. Right, what's this saying? Hold on. Took 5 hours, 30 minutes to understand this picture. That one friend that always say, if what? No. Megan Fox debate online after coming of comments comparing her beauty to Sydney. Nope, not interested. Eve, that is Eve, I believe. That is Eve, isn't it? I'm sure it is Eve, yeah. Okay. Toxic question with a toxic answer. I'm listening. I'm all ears. Tell
Have y'all
me.
seen that girl with no teeth? And I be over here. Hey y'all, social media is so toxic, be having you think twice. But check it out. They be over there talking about, yo, have y'all seen that girl with no teeth? And I be over here like, I'm over here screaming that shit.
Look, look. You're rocking no teeth. Some people, for whatever reason, their teeth drop out due to some sort of disease or something they've inherited through their genes, hereditary. Yeah, be yourself, man, and it's all good. You're gonna find a guy that's gonna accept you for who you are. Let's move on. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Some people don't turn on you because you treat them wrong. They turn on you because that's their nature. You can feed a snake, protect it, and treat them better than anyone ever has, and it still bite you for the church time. So, okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Pastor tells congregation to bring their tax returns to church so he can review them. I'm going to put a stop to some of y'all playing in my face during. Look, fake churches, man, fake churches. I'm not gonna get into fake churches because that opens up a whole can of worms. I'm trying to say, but in the last days, people are very fickle, and they honestly do not know. This is why I said to people in my snakeism videos, open up the Bible and read it for yourself. So I'm trying to say, yeah, in the last days which we're in now, people do not that they don't know. Like I think Randy MC had the hip hop church and things like that, and he's a pastor about to perform a sermon with a gold chain and all those kind of things. Like, come on, guys, stop this now. Stop it. Right, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Clarissa Seal, Jan Papoose, not interested. Cleaning the ceiling fan, okay. Right, okay. Move on. End of class, coach is looking away. Move on. Right, is this the one where the woman takes off her underwear? Yeah, it is. Move on. There's only one God, and his name is Jesus. Amen. Move on. Guys, I'm sorry about tonight. Sometimes you just don't get good subjects coming up, man. Let's move on past that. Eve and Stevie J sex tape from earlies. There's never enough money for schools. Move on. Move on. Move on. We will get there, guys, yeah? Bear with me. We're gonna find a good story to talk about. Drinking drinks in shops without paying. Ugh. You know what? This is a good one, guys. This is a good one. So it says drinking drinks in shops without paying. Let's see.
You know the vibes.
God, I've been banging out this some exotic still. £2 is crazy though.
Right, so
Boss, how much is this? How much is this, brother?
right, let's see what happens. Goes without saying he's trying to provoke this guy.
One how much?
180.
180. Okay, can I try it first, quickly? I'm gonna try it first to see if I like it.
Fast fade.
No, I just wanna try it to see if I like it.
Guys, listen. Guys, no comment. I think I went in. There was one video the other day, and oh my gosh, the stupidity of it. So basically, they're in America, and from what I can remember, they're walking up to some guy, and they say to him, "Give me your wallet. Give me your wallet." And at first, he's thinking, "Do I fight this guy? Do I knock this kid out?" And then he looks over, and he sees that they got a camera, so he lightens up a bit. but he's like, but they're coming towards him and they're like, give me your wallet, something along the lines of that. Can I have your wallet? And it's just like, and they're black as well, and this guy happens to be white. And the first thing I'm thinking to myself is like, what are you doing? Like, I don't, no comment, like the stupidity. I'm thinking, if that's my son, when my son gets home, I'm gonna have to pull him to the side and say, son, like, what are you doing? Is it worth kind of selling yourself out for views? Is it really worth that? Is it really worth you adding to the stereotypes of our people by doing something stupid like that online? So I'm trying to say, on to the next video, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on. Right. A young man fighting cancer. Okay. Is that what you said? Fighting cancer? Fighting cancer. Okay. Right. Right. Don't get in no car with Aryan.
It's not stolen. Can you afford it?
Tell me like I steal. Do it like I steal.
Can you afford it?
Do it look like I steal. I'm asking you a question. Do it look like I steal. Do it look like I steal. Do it look like I steal. Alright then, so I gotta answer y'all question. Fuck y'all think y'all run something? Get the fuck out my face, bro. Y'all tripping. You trying to bump me?
You can't do that, bump that man.
Walk up against you trying to bump me.
I see you just trying to bump.
Go ahead, bro. Y'all tripping.
Right, so from what I can see, they're hassling the guy because they think that he can't afford a car like that. Racism, basically. But I'm not gonna kind of get into that. I've done my George Floyd videos and all those kind of stuff, guys. Right, time is clicking, man. Let's get to something good to talk about. I believe whatever's in her ass is affecting her brain. Lord, Lord, take it out her ass, Lord. Arnold Schwarzenegger has found wide after struggling to get through a doorway. Okay. Iran says they will eliminate Donald Trump in direct assassination threat. I'm not into politics, guys. It goes without saying that Trump, well, this is what people voted for. It goes without saying that the guy was power hungry, but we knew that. We knew that before. Well, people knew that before they voted for him, that he was a ticking time bomb. So I'm trying to say, and he would abuse his power and legacy. For me, to be honest with you. Right, so I was going over something the other day with you, basically fact checking about news over in the UK, apparently saying that people that have bad things posted on their Facebook page or any other kind of platform could have their entry to the US revoked. Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah, I do remember that conversation. We talked about how certain posts or online behavior can impact visa applications or even entry to the US, especially with things like the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, ESTA. So yeah, it's definitely a real risk, and it's worth being careful about what people post online.
Do you think it's fair though?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, on one hand, it's understandable that governments want to mitigate risks, especially around public safety or national security. But on the other hand, it can feel really arbitrary or even like a form of censorship, especially if a post is just a misstep or out of context. So I think it's a complicated balance issue. Ideally, there'd be clearer standards or more transparency.
Because I mean, some people can take it as Trump being just a little bit, tad bit sensitive to anyone's criticism of him. And abuse of power as well.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where a lot of the concern comes in. If these rules get applied unevenly or in a way that stifles dissent, then it's a real problem. I think a lot of people are just asking for more transparency and a fair process, so no one feels like they're being targeted for just expressing the critical view.
Do you think Obama would have done anything like this?
You know, that's a really interesting comparison. Obama definitely faced criticism, but he tended to be more about nuanced policy discussions than outright restrictions on entry. So while he didn't always avoid online controversy, he didn't seem to wield that kind of a power over individual visa decisions either. So I think it's a different style, really.
You're kind of being a little bit politically correct here because you're saying it's a different style. I'm not so much different style. I'm saying like, do you think ChatGPT that maybe he's just a tad bit sensitive in comparison to previous presidents before him?
Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah, you're right. In that sense, I do think there's a different level of sensitivity, especially with Trump. He's often been quick to react to criticism, whether on social media or in policy decisions. So, yeah, there's definitely a sense of heightened defensiveness compared to some previous administrations.
All right, guys, that's it. Today's gone. We talked about a few things. It may not have been as exciting as the other ones, but look, this is what Facebook Wall offered me today. Thank you for being with me. Yeah, and catch me on the next one. Peace out, yo. One love.